So it was reported today that the Eagles made a run for veteran quarterback Nick Foles right before he signed a deal with the Indianapolis Colts. Also, we got to talk about power rankings put out by Peter King and where the Eagles are. They're inside the top 10. And lastly, Jalen Hurts working on that throwing motion.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. And today, we got a lot to talk about. But before we do that, Eagle Nation, help your boy out and hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new, and ding that notification bell so you know when these videos drop. I greatly appreciate all the new subscribers, all the people who hit that like button. Appreciate you. But let's get into this crazy report. Jeremy Fowler from ESPN says the Eagles were involved in Nick Foles' free agency for a potential reunion of the Super Bowl winning quarterback before Foles signed his 2-year deal to the Colts, per source. Now, when I read this, I automatically thought cap. That's cap. That's a lie. Why would you have Gardner Minshew as your backup, right? Why would you do everything possible to say that you believe in Jalen Hurts this offseason, have Gardner Minshew, who's a veteran, who's cheap, as a backup, then go out and sign undrafted rookie free agent Carson Strong and give him the most money ever as a UDFA? Why would you have all these quarterbacks and invest this stuff into it if you were just going to go out there and sign Nick Foles? So I didn't understand it. Do I think Nick Foles is better than Gardner Minshew as a backup? Possibly. I mean, I'm wearing a hat that was created partly by Nick Foles, right? Carson Wentz had something to do with that 2017-2018 season. A lot of things went right, but Nick Foles ultimately brought us home. Was not that good against the Falcons game. I was there live, freezing my butt off. But he balled out versus the Vikings, and he balled out versus the GOAT Tom Brady. And so I'm always going to be grateful. And I believe Foles is a good quarterback. I just don't think health-wise and talent-wise he can rock out a whole season. We're going to see where Jalen Hurts is as the starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles with all the weapons around him, right? Actually, Peter King must really believe in Jalen Hurts because we're going to go over his power rankings where they got the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Washington Commanders. We'll talk about all that. But when this came out, I just didn't understand how it was real. Now, could this be just bad leak information? It could be. But with him going to the Colts for 2 years, if it wasn't true, why would somebody allow this to get out? Why would Howie Roseman allow this to get out if it wasn't true? Because it's just another thing that makes him look like the quarterback carousel that he's trying to avoid, right? He hasn't talked about quarterback factory and quarterback this anymore. He's been committed to Jalen Hurts, voice and action. So how could this get out, and why would this even be an actual potential idea? Minshew, Foles, Hurts, and you're going to invest in Carson Strong, who might not be ready, but you can develop him to be your future backup. Like, I just don't understand. It is what it is. Like I said, I love Nick Foles. If he came, he came. The Folesian society is still strong, and it would have built as soon as Jalen Hurts made a mistake or two. So it is what it is, right? Jalen Hurts can handle the pressure, but I don't understand with Gardner Minshew on the roster, unless you were going to try to trade him, it just doesn't make sense to have this many decent backup quarterbacks. You only can hold 3. What are we really doing? But all that being said, let's move on to the Peters King power rankings. Yes, before we get into the whole thing, look at the Eagles at number 9. I know my hand's yellow. I got to get this off, man. It's crazy. I got to stop working with this. It's wild. Anyways, the Philadelphia Eagles are number 9 on Peter King's power rankings. The Bills 1, Chargers 2, Chiefs 3, Rams 4, Packers 5, Bucks 6, Bengals 7, Ravens 8, Eagles 9, inside the top 10, Niners 10, Saints 11, right? So, I mean, do I think the Eagles should be inside the top 10? Again, a lot of stuff looks good on paper. We did make the playoffs, but we were only one game above 500. You can argue Some of the games we lost in the early part of the season was because of us not running. You can argue, would we have beat the Cowboys if we didn't rest our starters? A lot of stuff, but it is what it is. 9-8 was 9-8. To have the Saints there, I understand they did big things. Tyrann Matthews, Jarvis Landry, Michael Thomas coming back, AK, right? They got Winston and Dalton. They got a top 10 defense. Dennis Allen, defensive coordinator, now turned head coach. I thought they were going to be bad, but they started making moves after Sean Payton was retired. So I don't know where they're going to be. And then, of course, the Tennessee Titans at 12. You're like, what? The Cowboys not even inside the top 12? No, they're not. Finally, on the second page, you'll see the Raiders at 13, Broncos at 14, Cowboys at 15. 15, a little bit above the midway point. The midway point is 16 in a total of 32 teams. They're one team above the exact halfway point. You got the Dolphins 16, the Patriots 17, the Browns 18, the Vikings 19, the Lions all the way up at 20, the Colts at 21, the Cardinals at 22, the Steelers at 23, the Giants at 24, which is in front of the Washington Commanders. Seattle at 25, Commanders at 26, Jets at 27, Bears at 28, Jags at 29, Falcons at 30, Panthers at 31, and the Houston Texans at 32. Now, look, I'm wearing Eagle glasses. I'm excited to be in the top 10. And do I think this team has talent to get to the top 10? Yes. It's hard for me to put us there right now, but I'm going to take it, right? And any congratulations that is being thrown to the Eagles, I'm going to take, because most of the media still are not believers, right? We believe, and I believe right now you hear some outlets having us favored over the Dallas Cowboys, but I do believe when it comes to July, August, when it gets close to the regular season kicking off, preseason starting, you're going to see the Dallas Cowboys on most outlets, USA Today, betting places, other power rankings, either right neck to neck with us or a little ahead. I can see it being almost 50-50. Some have Dallas favorite, some have the Eagles favorite. I still believe it's a two-team race, and the Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, and we were going to see what Washington and the Giants can do. I'm not mad at it, though. Again, the Saints shocked me a little bit being inside the top 12. But the Eagles were a playoff team, and we got better. And you just got to also credit the Eagles for growing more, right? The best football you've seen the Eagles play were at the end, minus the playoff game. So not only do we add talent to this team, but Sirianni should be better. Hurts should be better. This system being run, guys like Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, guys who we already had, Mulata, Dickerson, the offensive line, running back room, the secondary. Everything should be better just because they're more comfortable, and now they're playing with better people. You look to the side and you say, oh, there's Reddick. Oh, there's Bradbury. Oh, there's Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean. And on the other side, you're just really familiar. And I think that throwing a bona fide number one wide receiver in the mix is going to help Goddard, Hurts, Watkins, Smith, you name it. It's going to help it. The offensive line, ball might get out quicker. They can block easier. It's a domino effect of helping and helping and helping. And so, we're inside the top 10. I'm not going to say it. Like I said, would I put us there? If I really, and I haven't thought about it yet, right? We're only in May. Memorial Day's around the corner. If I really thought about it, me thinking about it now, I would say maybe 10, 11. Between 10 to 14 is where I would try to factor the Eagles in. But Peter King putting us inside the top 10, I'm not going to disagree. Like I said, 10 to 14, if you just ask me right now on the spot, I actually didn't sit down and make a list. And actually, that's what I'm going to do now. One of the videos this week will be Philly Mike's power rankings, and I'll really, really think about it. Maybe after going through all the teams and what they did and what I think they're going to be, style of play and all that, maybe I do have us inside the top 10. But coming out here right now, being 9-8 last year, losing the way we did in the playoffs, waiting to see what Hurts, Sirianni, and Gannon do, should be better, but you got to see it before you can believe it. I'm going to stay there. Now, before we get up out of here, I do want to pull up this video of Jalen Hurts. There it is. And they slowed it down, And the way they had it on Twitter was weird because they zoomed into his knees from his knee down, so knee and feet, to see how that looks. And they also zoomed into his shoulder and above, so you can see how that looks because it kind of cuts off. So they actually have it slow motion and on the top and the bottom, but I can't fit it on the screen. They really looking at his throwing motion, and they're saying, we think this was with Tom House, right? I'm not going to come out here and say it was because they only said we think this was him at Tom House. But, you know, the follow through, the feet matching the arms, the longitude, latitude, right? If you want to get into it, and that's Gate City's specialty. I think this looks like a very, very tough throw. Not tough throw. I mean, like very technically correct throw, mechanics, follow through. I think his delivery looks a little quicker. He's still bringing the ball back farther than other quarterbacks do. But, you know, Jalen Hurts always had a longer delivery. But I think he's just following through, shoulders squared up, leaning into it, stepping into it. And it just looks like, you know, pretty nice. Now we got to see that translate on the field. When defenders are rushing you, when you have to read defenses, all that stuff. But again, Jalen Hurts is one of the guys that when you say he can't do something, more than not, he's going to try to do it, and he's going to be able to do it. People say, well, he had all this time from college to his first year to really read defenses. Yeah, that's true, right? But it is what it is. At the end of the day, you have to grow in the NFL, and he relied on a lot of things that were just athletically given to him at Oklahoma, right? Being able to throw on a run, finding CD Lamb, running like he wanted to. The coverage wasn't as good. But I did see growth throughout the season, and if he just takes another step, you know, I think that, you know, this team could be deadly. It could be top 10-ish, as Peter King said. With all that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section when it comes to Jalen Hurts, when it comes to Peter King's power rankings. Do you believe we are inside the top 10? Where do you rank us? And let me know about the whole Nick Foles thing. Do you believe it's a fake leak story, a real leak story? What's your opinion on it? Give me all your thoughts. Eagle Nation, y'all know y'all football, and that's why I love rocking with you. But before we get out of here, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We are on the road to 22,000. If you haven't did it, hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated. And turn notifications on so you can be one of the guys that be in here ASAP Rocky when we go live or drop videos. We out. Peace.